Hi, Joanne Curley Schwarzkopf here once again, and I'd like to delve into a very interesting topic today. This is the month we're talking about life management, time management, productivity, and you look for the playlist that I'll be creating so that whatever the theme is for the month, you can go back and use that for your own personal and professional development. And today we're going to be talking about toxic productivity. I just find that to be absolutely fascinating. And so I think this is a really crucial video that you can view, share with others, because there is a dark side to productivity. I know that sounds really weird, so stay tuned because we're going to go to the dark side. All right, when I first thought about this topic of toxic productivity, I thought, well, is that kind of an oxymoron? Because, an oxymoron is when you take two competing concepts and put them together. And in essence, it kind of really is. So, productivity really refers to being effective and efficient use of resources to get your goals or outcome. And it implies a positive and goal oriented mindset when you're focusing on accomplishing tasks and making progress. So productivity in and of itself, infers or leans towards being positive. How you approach it, the outcomes that you get, that's like really all good. So on the other hand, toxicity is what harms the body, harms in a lot of different ways. It's negative, it has detrimental effects, and then sometimes it's poisonous or damaging in nature. So when we talk about like toxic people, it's all about, and by the way, from a neuroscience standpoint, it's releasing chemicals in the brain like cortisol that produces stress or adds to stress. It really literally has negative chemical reactions in the brain that cause you to feel tired, depressed, and those are, obviously not healthy chemicals nor a healthy state to be in. So let's look at then, where does then positive productivity, go bad? And here's the nuance I really want you to think about, because I think this is the beginning of the journey towards burnout. And if we can, I'm going to say that this is the prelude to burnout. So if you really want to nip this in the bud, I would like for you to look for signs of when your productivity is going to become toxic. Okay, so what are you going to look for then? What are you going to look for? Here's what it is. It's when the pursuit of productivity becomes excessive, unhealthy, or detrimental to one's well-being. By the way, another reason why I'm doing this is because I tend towards this, and I didn't realize it until I ran across this article and then started thinking about it and applying it to myself. Because honestly, most of the things I have on here are things that I deal with in my own life as well. That's why, I have that short about come grow with me, because really we're still all on a journey of improving, becoming our better selves. And so this is true of me as well. So toxic productivity is when the intent becomes excessive and then turns into or produces negative consequences. So that's the nuance. I like the way this is put. It says that the paradox when the desire to be productive, which is generally seen as positive, can have negative consequences when taken to the extreme or when approached in an unbalanced and unsustainable manner. So that's really the key. Taken to extreme, approach is unbalanced and unsustainable. Well, first of all, then, let's look at what is productivity. So let's put that definition out there so we have a frame of reference of what is it that we're talking about, and then talk about some of the reasons that it can turn to the dark side. Being productive means basically utilizing effectively and efficiently, utilizing your time, energy, and resources to accomplish meaningful goals and tasks. It really is just that simple. And with that comes the ability to prioritize tasks and manage those tasks effectively and efficiently. A productive person understands the value of their time and strives to make the most out of it. So here's, so when we think about productivity, and the healthy view of it, the healthy view of productivity can be described in this way. It emphasizes finding a balance between work and personal well-being, recognizing the need for rest, self-care, and maintaining healthy boundaries. And true productivity encompasses sustainable and meaningful efforts that contribute to long-term success and fulfillment. So that really is the healthy view. So then how does it get toxic? What's the dark side then of productivity? I'm going to give you a list of items that I'd like for you to consider and really be thoughtful about these, because these can be obvious or nuanced. And if you can catch them and nip them in the bud, this could be a game changer for many, many people. Okay, here's the first one. Having ambitious goals with unrealistic timelines. I think this is a big deal. That's why I think time management is another reason for time management as a skill, because in corporate America and in general, we have very, very unrealistic goals about time. We don't know how long things take. And so that puts us extra stress and pressure to get things done within unrealistic time frames. Okay, the next. Busy feels like you're getting stuff done. So productive means you're busy, but for a reason, and getting the right stuff done at the right time. But just being busy, just being active, does not necessarily mean you're being productive or effective, but some people feel that way. So busy then this is number 3, you feel validated, you feel valued, you feel like you're important. So busy is tied to your self-worth. And that's where excessive busyness can turn into this drive and this ambition. I don't want to use the word ambition. The drive that is not kept in check can then become toxic. Oh, okay, here's the next one. Misplaced guilt. Because you're not clear on being efficient and effective, you're not clear on the specific outcomes you want to get. If you feel like, I'm not working, so I feel guilty. And that is an unbalanced view. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And as my friend Candy Worley used to say, you shouldn't should on yourself. Come on. The shoulds become the driver. They become the taskmaster. Instead of planning out your time, methodically knowing what's the best things to do at the best time, and feeling satisfied that you're getting things done strategically rather than just being busy and feeling guilty. A lot of misplaced guilt out there. The next is not knowing your personal limits. This is also a really big one. And I'm going to put 2 together. Not knowing your personal limits, I'm going to put 3 together. Not knowing your personal limits, not honoring your personal limits, and 3 is accepting that you do have personal limits and it's okay to have limits. Limits are boundaries that keep us healthy. And that is really important. So if you don't know them, if you're not starting to feel well, pay attention to your body. Your body never lies. It will tell you when it's time to rest. It will tell you when you're doing too much. And you need to honor that. And if the guilt can override what your body is telling you. So that's really interesting. One of my favorite quotes from Carolyn Meese is that your biography becomes your biology. What you do with your life will impact your health. All right, so what can we do if we have a tendency toward toxic productivity? Then what do we do about it? And I'm just going to give you a few key points to have in mind that you may want to think about and start working on. And I'm not going to give you a lot because it doesn't take very much to turn this around. I think more important is identifying your particular turning to the dark side and then having one key strategy in place that can make the difference. So I'm going to go back to the first one is to know your boundaries. Know how much you can take before you need to stop. Number two, have a plan for self-care that is satisfying. If you never recover, then you're going to always be working in a deficit. Next, know what success means to you. Know and be very clear on what the satisfying and meaningful outcomes are. That goes back to the 80-20 rule, which you'll see some videos posted on that. Is just focus on the most important thing and apply your precious energy, your resources of time and energy, and focus to those most important things. That will give you higher levels of satisfaction and meaning, where you also know you have a sense of value and contribution because you know you're getting the best outcomes, the best output, and the best results. And finally, love yourself more. This is value yourself more. Those who value themselves take time to take care of themselves. So that's a critical underlying theme in this whole thing of toxic productivity, is value yourself and honor yourself and take care of yourself. So in summary, you can say it like this. Toxic productivity thrives on the notion that more is better. And we know that that is not true. It is strategic effort and efficiency that actually is the better. Let's remember that true productivity is not about being busy all the time. It's about getting a harmonious rhythm and flow so that you can really feel good and really feel satisfied about your work.